Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you may happen to be. This is Clocktower Advisors Talk About Your Community. And today, on this special episode of Talk About Your Community, I have a return guest with me, Maryblessing Okolie from She Code Africa. We're going to be talking a little bit today about the journey of being a community manager and the trials, the tribulations, the highs, the lows, the glory, and the difficulties of being in this role, especially with an organization that maybe hasn't had that role previously. And I've known you now, Maryblessing, for a couple of years, I feel like, maybe since the pandemic. So welcome back to the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Todd. It's super great, and I feel so honored to be here once again. Thank you for the invite, and I'm really looking forward to sharing.
So, Maryblessing, for those who haven't watched our previous show, we're going to put a link probably up top here to let people hear about your first interview with us. But would you maybe give them a little bit of a background about what She Code Africa is and does as a bit of an introduction?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Empowering young girls and African women, yeah, across across Africa, really. We we do this empowerment through different initiatives and programs. We have, oh my God, we have lots of programs going on within the Shikud Africa organization. I will just mention a few. We have the chapters program. This is where we empower members, in the community to also drive the vision of She Code Africa in their respective local communities and campuses. And we also have what we call SCAM. Um, that's for short, and it's She Code Africa Mentoring Program. This is where we pair mentees and mentor together, to work on projects, solving problems, around tech and in Africa at large. We have our cloud school boot camp as well. We have our academic program. Yeah, and currently just a few numbers. Currently, we're currently in over 9 countries in Africa, and this is touching on every all the regions in Africa, right? And we also have our member numbers running up to like 50,000 now, and that's
50,000.
like
That's wonderful. Wow.
yeah, that's a lot of increase since the last time I was on the spot.
It really is.
So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's just a brief overview.
Well, I was going to ask you, it's been about a year since we last spoke.
Mhm.
What's changed in the community? And obviously, you've grown. You have more numbers, so you are touching on something that people want and need. They like
Mhm.
being a part of it. Um, can you talk a little bit about what's been going on over the past year?
Yeah, absolutely. Just to touch on a few, I mean, I did mention we've increased in numbers, which is really good. From the last time to this point, we didn't have like an active sub communities, or we would like to call it channels, where we can interact with members in their respective fields. But now, I mean, it has always been there, but it wasn't active as of the last time I was here. But now we have sub community coordinators, coordinating these respective channels, helping guide ladies in their different career paths, into moving from beginners to, intermediates, answering questions that they might have, and, bringing them together to have really, really important conversations, right? And yeah, and also we've also had to collaborate with Google and FedEx, which is like a leading transport company across the world. So we got some sponsorship from them to organize our academic program, where we usually teach ladies different career profession, right? Say data analytics, front end or back end development, DevOps, maybe cloud engineering. Yeah. So we have these different career tracks, right? And we had thousands of women to apply, and we recently graduated over 200 of those women in the program, right, with FedEx. And even for the one with Google, the Grow with Google program, we recently wrapped that up, and luckily they're having their graduation. Oh yeah, they did have their graduation last week, and we're just having a farewell call with the team on Friday, which is tomorrow. Really exciting for us. So to unlock a new milestone. For that program, we did graduate. About 40% of participants, because we did break it up into cohorts, and we had about four cohorts, and we just wrapped up the final one recently. So a lot has indeed changed. There is more structure. For myself, I have also been putting together a lot of operational documents, because the team is growing, and we want to be able to have these processes put in place for anyone coming into the team, to know how to begin, how to get started, right, and not feel confused, right. So for me, I've been doing a lot of those operational works, just putting structures in place. We also recently started interviewing for a few roles, both in the community team and other teams as well. Like I said, we are expanding, we are growing. So yeah, that has also been happening. And we've also been planning our headline summit, which usually happens every year in September, right? So we have the one coming up this year in September 21, and we have that going on, trying to do something different. Prior to this year, we used to just bring every woman together, regardless of their career path, and just put them in one room and talk to them, which usually sounds good. But this year, we're looking to have tailored workshops, to different career levels. So if you are entry level professional, you have something for you. If you're a mid level professional, we have something for you. If you're a founder, senior level, we have really amazing founders master classes and hands-on workshops for you as well. An opportunity to pitch your business idea and maybe even go home with some prizes, right? So yeah, that's also happening, and we're even more conscious about DEI this time around, trying to make sure that the event is accessible to those people of special needs, right? Just putting things together, and yeah, it's just really a whole lot for the past 1 year. And I'm just really excited to be involved in all of the different activities as much as I can.
Well, your energy and your excitement really comes through about the success of the program. Congratulations for all the things that you've been able to
Thank
do
you.
to graduate all of the new people from the program. I'm hearing a couple of things to me that are hallmarks of a healthy community platform, like that you have cohorts, so the smaller groups of people that can bond together and
Absolutely.
experience learning opportunities together. The graduations where that's a significant accomplishment that is visible to the rest of the community that others can celebrate. The ritual of that is very powerful for having people come together and be successful with each other, and the different programs, the inclusivity that you're building into the program as well now sounds wonderfully healthy, and like you are really moving in a highly positive direction for the program. So my question to you then is, of the things that you have been working on or that you've tried as a community manager, where do you feel you've maybe grown the most professionally or personally over the last year?
Okay, I think community ops is one skill that I have been intentionally building, right? Like I said, putting together the structure, processes, even for the people that will be coming after me, right? So I've just been really conscious of that, right? Because the team was really thriving when I joined, but there were just other areas that could be improved on, and I'm using myself as an example to say, okay, when I first joined, what was those lapses, right, that could have been better, and I'm trying to fix those things for the next community managers that will be coming after me, right? So I think in community operations, I've really really grown. Then I've also really mastered the art of event planning and execution, right? And I even see myself talking to the volunteers that work with me in the organization, right, on how to do that better, right? And yeah, and I also think volunteer management is it has not been easy, but I think my open source experience has come to play here, right? Where I can only imagine. So you're a volunteer. How can I help you succeed? Doing the good work you're already doing, right? So drawing from my experience in the open source world, I have been able to like effectively manage these volunteers, and I just think about it as when I do open source, I usually, have been given grace, and I try to give these women grace as well. Don't pressure yourself. Just let me know what you can do and how I can step in to help you. And the constant encouragement and support has really been helpful for them. I try to also get their feedback on how it's going. Working with me on this, and it has really been good, right? Which is something I'm really proud of, right? So I would say community operations, event planning and execution, and people's management, right? Yeah, I would say that's people's management. So I've really, really grown in this. Yeah, I would like to highlight those three.
Oh, that's wonderful. And for if you had the opportunity to give advice to your past self uh, from a year ago, or to somebody who's maybe just starting in community management, what would you say to them? What might you offer them as words of wisdom?
That's that's a really tough one, but I would think real quick. Hmm. I think I would say, oh no, I think I would say first of all, just do not um, feel the need to do everything at the same time. Now we're talking. I just remember vividly that when I initially joined the team, I wanted to just prove a lot of things, right? Instead of just sitting myself down and understanding where the team is at now and how I can pick up from there, right? I was just trying to do everything. I mean, it is good. It's at some point showed that I was able to take responsibility, but I got burnt out. And if not just for the passion, for the job, I just might get tired and just, already giving up. So just, I would say, take it easy on yourself, and speak to, if there is an existing team, just speak to the lead, have them, put you through things, and you just gradually contribute, gradually, but then meaningfully, right? Just how did they say it? Did they say it easy and steady? I don't know what the word is now, but yeah, just taking it easy on yourself, giving yourself grace, and yeah, and documenting your process, your progress. I really struggled with it, and I think I haven't even perfected that particular skill. But I think if you're just starting out, it would really be nice if you documented your journey and your processes. It's just going to help so that you don't repeat things over again, and it's also going to help you when you're trying to like communicate the impact you've done within a particular organization, right? So yeah, I think those are the two things.
That's great advice for anyone that wants to embrace community management as a career and sort of understanding where they're going to go. Two things I wanted to follow up with on that. One is you mentioned communicating impact, and the other one that you mentioned is taking time for yourself. Um, I'd love to reflect both of those questions back to you. Maybe the first one, let's address how do you communicate the impact of the She Code community to members of the community or to people inside of the organization? What are you working on in terms of that?
Oh, that is that's a really good and tough one. Okay, so I mean, like I said, this is not something I really perfected myself, but I think I will start with the members of the team, right? And I think one way I've been trying, I'm still trying to do that is to always highlight the things that I've done. So, and I think I came to realize that sometimes when I don't communicate effectively is when I, undermine the contributions that I make and I don't take note of it, or I don't speak up, right? So what I now do is that as I'm progressing, I'm updating the team on it, right? So we have this little group, and I just go there. Oh, this is what we've done. We got this
Right.
feedback. People are excited about this webinar we had yesterday. These are the feedback, celebrating my own wins, right? Even in the midst of my colleagues, right? It's I think that's something I have started doing, and it's been helpful. You also see them react or interact to it, and also congratulate, right? So yeah, I think that is one, and really speaking up, right? During meetings, it doesn't help when you are just silent, right? I used to be very silent and not always having things to say, but now I try to always communicate and say something, right? That way the team is able to feel what you're doing, right? And they're also
Mhm.
able to like feel like how far you've come, the milestones you're hitting, right? So yeah, I think that's one on the team side. For the community, that's really interesting because I just know to engage them, encourage them, and maybe share announcements and activities going on, tips and what would help their career. I don't. I've not really thought about how to now communicate the impact that we're bringing to them. I just feel like maybe they already know that for us to put this events, these programs together is all for them, right? And I don't know, maybe you could say something to that as well.
Well, but I think you're right to say, like, maybe they realize because they're seeing the successes and the things that are happening in the community. It's their successes that they're seeing, but it's always, it's nice to remind them of the good things that are happening in the space. Some of the communities that I've managed, just to relate to you a little bit about this, on occasions when I've had one-on-one meetings with some members of the community, and I share some analytics about how that community is doing, they get really excited about it, to see, wow, I didn't know that group was so popular, or I didn't know that we were having an impact. Sometimes they need to see it or hear it, from the community manager as well. So,
Yeah,
but I think that you're right though. Like with a community that is clearly continuing to gain momentum, like yours is, that they're going to see that, they're going to feel that just innately. They're going to know that things are going well, and that's a nice testament to the hard work that you and your team are doing for them as well. So
yeah.
the other question is, how do you take care of yourself? Like when you need to take some time away, what do you do to unplug and relax?
Yeah, that's really good. I recently started taking, going to the gym a little seriously. I do I do not used to be a fan, but I guess it's very important, and I have been trying to dedicate myself to visiting the gym. So that has been really helpful. There's just something it does to you when you go to the gym. You feel fulfilled and alive, and alive. So I love that feeling. And another thing is just listening to good music. I just, wind down my chair and I just relax listening to a very calm song. And I sometimes when I'm in the mood of say watching something, I watch a lot of animes as well.
Oh,
I
nice,
watch
nice.
anime. Yeah, I'm a huge fan. So I do that, and yeah, something that I am also trying to do is write. So I handle the Shikod African newsletter. It goes out every week, and sometimes some of the things I write are very personal. In fact, one of our members had to send me a message the other day that they really enjoy some of my stories because they felt like I'm talking to them. But I also want to be able to also maybe create my own space, like my own personal blog to just share my stuff, right? Yeah, so just to just help me unplug, right, writing how my day has been, how I'm feeling. I think I enjoy doing it for the She Could Have Got community, and I think I would like to also do it for myself personally.
That sounds wonderful. And what I love about your answer is that you're including both physical activity as well as exercising the brain and and being creative. It's so important to have both of those elements in everything that you do to take care of your own mental health. Because I maintain you can't take care of a community. You can't help it be energized and happy if you are feeling stressed and bad.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's so amazing. So MB, Mary V, I have really enjoyed, hearing about the
Love
latest that's going
it.
on. We talked about this before the recording, but I was like, should I always call you Mary Blessing? And so anyways, it feels weird calling you MB though. Um, I am so grateful for you spending some time talking about the community and what's clearly uh, something that you're very joyful about doing and making a difference in the lives of women, opening up new economic possibilities for them to grow and work and be successful. Congratulations for all of that. It's really wonderful that you're able to do those things. Can you maybe as a closing question, can you maybe talk a little bit about maybe what's coming next for the program? What are you excited about that you're working on either right now or something that you're planning to get off the ground pretty soon?
Thank you, Todd, for that. So I think one thing I am currently working on and looking forward to is the hackathon. Ever since I joined the team here at She Could Africa, I have always wanted to do something a little more cool. And hackathon has this way of both celebrating people and getting them come together to collaborate on something really meaningful, right? I've seen it really done wonders for a lot of people, and I was thinking I could also drive that effort here at She Could Africa. And thankfully, an organization reached out and they would like to collaborate with us ahead of the Hacktoberfest. It's a thing in the open source space that happens every October, right? So I already drawn up the timeline for that, and we just need to, get things rolling, right? So I'm really, really looking forward to that. I also have plans of some collaborations with an AI company to also run another hackathon on building AI tools, right? That is still a work in progress, and I'm really excited if it eventually happens. Hopefully, all the resources I need come together, and I'm going to be announcing to the public as well. But on the side note, I am also looking to grab a technical skill. I've been learning silently recently, to grab a technical skill. Let's see how that goes.
Wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful. I admire your ambition and all that you're doing. Mary Blessing Oakley. I'm sure that if someone wants to connect with you to learn more about She Code Africa, they can go to LinkedIn and find you directly there.
Absolutely.
And
Sure.
and in the meantime, we'll look forward to having you back again for another update. Thank you for being an inspiration to people who are maybe thinking about community management as a
My
career.
pleasure.
You are showing them the way, and it sounds like you're doing beautiful work for She Code Africa. Thank you for helping to close the gender gap, uh, introducing more women to the ability to do development and coding work and technical work for a variety of companies across 9 countries. Amazingly, so great. We'll look forward to having you back again. But in the meantime, I hope you
Hmm.
continue to keep building that wonderful community, and we'll talk to you again soon.
I appreciate it, Todd. I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. And look forward to it.